No Cora Jade topics for a while. the internet's too sticky. All right, let's go. This is the Destiny Edge of Fate reveal event. I'm gonna be real. Part of me wants to. I don't know if it is an hour long. Are they gonna be bullshitting? All right, here we go. Shh. Destiny.
What follows light and shadow is silence. That silence breaks.
All right, hold on. Are we gonna have to adjust 1080, 60? That's the best they can do. Really? This is 1080. Like they can't give me no 1440. I'm a 1440p guy. Okay. I love 1440p. All right, I guess not. Destiny, Edge of Fate.
What follows light and shadow is silence. That silence breaks.
Feet.
I am
Edge of
summoning
Fate,
you
not Edge of
as a
Fate.
new age begins.
Oh, it's the chick from the Nine. From Trials of the Nine.
I see sapient life turn to each other.
What's going on here?
Remember how to look to the stars. They remember
Witness.
curiosity.
The Veil.
They
That's what it's
remember
called.
how to thrive. But they have forgotten. They
Oh, we're
forgot
leaving the system?
We were here long before the Traveler.
What's going on? Where are we going?
They forgot that they need us.
We do? We need you?
But they
Why?
are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will. But not through me. Find someone else.
What? What? What's that? She's a guardian now?
My will is my own.
She just changed herself. Literally, what was that? It's like she evolved or something. She said, my will is my own. What was that she just did? Damn it, now we gotta hear these fucking nerds.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome here to Bungie HQ
Sorry.
in beautiful Bellevue, Washington. We have got an amazing stream lined up for you to tell you a little bit about the Edge of Fate and the future of Destiny 2 as well. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, but no need to worry. As always, I am joined by some of my amazing colleagues here at Bungie to share some of the finer details of the stuff that we're going to be getting into today.
Guys, you okay if I skip
how about
some
we
of
go ahead
this?
and Get into is some of the you've probably seen if you've tuned into our stream.
Always.
To that end as well, for anyone that doesn't get to hang out as much as we do, can you
Destiny team with people like Allison and Dylan on the couch here to chart a new course for Destiny and a new future for the game, and just incredibly excited to be sharing with everyone today of what we've been up to.
Yeah, can't wait. We've got a big show ahead, so thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, as we move, pardon me, right on down the line,
Okay.
someone who again has also had the good opportunity to join us on these streams as well, and is now firing some finger guns like a pro. Destiny's narrative director, the one and only Allison Lures. Allison,
Hello.
how's it going?
It's going so good. I'm here on a couch and I get to yell about Destiny with you. So
Not
it's a
bad
good day.
Yeah, honestly.
It's interesting for hearing them talk about the narrative director when they are in the middle of a lawsuit for stealing the Red War campaign.
I'll take that anytime I can.
Yeah.
What?
So-
They're full of shit.
Doing so well. Thank you.
I'm not
Accosted
listening to
you
these
on a
soy
Wild World.
boys
Dylan
and
Gaffner.
soy lady.
And then be in more
Can
of like-
women be soy or women just women? No, I think that's just women, bro. There is no such thing as a soy chick, bro.
about it, and then
The voice of. Let's talk about our new saga. Robbie, I'd love to start with you.
They're like-
what's up next in Destiny, and where
I
are we
don't know.
exploring?
Yeah, so our first
Hippies, I
expansion
think. I
this
don't know.
year, The Edge of Fate, is the start of a brand new multi-year saga called the Fate Saga. And so we want to tell a story about something older.
Multi-year?
About the nature of fate itself. Are we bound by it? Can we fight it? Because before the Traveler ever arrived in our solar system, there is already space magic here, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so ultimately, this is a story that we're going to explore one of Destiny's biggest mysteries and the foundations of the universe itself.
You're talking about the 9, aren't you?
Who
Yeah.
told you?
I think it's
Subtle,
How did
I
you
know.
know?
Yeah,
The
I'll set
9
you
are
up.
back.
We did such a good job.
That
on
was
this
crazy because
Very
they were
bad.
like a big time, bad guy mystery that was going on in the background. I feel like though that the 9 should have been saved for like Destiny 3 or something like that.
Lead, didn't we?
Yeah.
just a little bit.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who and maybe more appropriately, what are the 9?
Yeah, so buckle up. In the simplest description possible, the 9 are extraordinarily powerful beings that have been in the solar system for way, 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 way longer than the Traveler. We can think of them as being kind of connected to each of the major celestial bodies in Sol. So that's each of our 8 planets plus the sun. Sorry, Pluto.
It's messed up.
Didn't make the cut.
All right, fair.
I don't make the rules. Yeah, there you go. But the important thing to know about them is that this is why we're going to be so focused on the solar system for the next saga. We want to ask questions about our home that we've never asked before.
Like what?
So when it comes to the 9, obviously, Eagle-Eyed Guardians have been able to have references to them for quite some time, whether it be outright ominous or a straight-up game show in some cases. Can you tell us a little bit maybe about what we should expect from them?
Expect to be surprised. We're, like you said, the lore of the 9 really ranges from like Star Horse infinitely neighing to the 9 doing genuinely awful, awful things in our lore. And so the important thing to know about them is that the 9 are individuals. This isn't a collective. It's not like a hive mind.
This part right here with this lady explaining the story, the game should be telling us what the fucking story is about. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to interrupt just because, look, it's my time. I just got home from work just like the rest of you people did, okay? I'm not going to say, you know how we do this, but I got to say, I hope they're going to leave behind the whole grimoire card business. Like, there needs to be a cutscene telling us all this stuff here. And I wish we were seeing that cutscene explaining that, but watching this nerd talk about it, I guess we're going to have to suffice, but I don't know.
Each of them are kind
I
of
have a funny feeling about this. There's something off about
of
this.
their own being, their own person, in the loose definition of a person.
I don't know
They
what
have
it is. I can't
different
put my
wants
finger
and
on it.
Desires. They can ally with different members and fight with different members too. In the words of one of our characters really early on, there are aliens, and then there's aliens, and then there are aliens, and that latter one is what the 9 are qualified as.
Fair enough. All right, so beings of obviously immense power, something that the Guardians have gone toe-to-toe with in the past. We've even faced off against the very embodiment of the darkness itself.
Yeah.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something that we think about a lot about because ultimately the 9 seek to free themselves
Yeah.
at no matter the cost to humanity. And because they're extra dimensional in the ways that Allison are describing, they're not bound by the same rules that we are, that we've really experienced before in the game today. And so humanity and the Guardians, to many
is
of them,
that?
are
Oh, that's the
ultimately just bugs that can be squashed on, that they don't really
The
care or
Gambit
think
guy.
about beyond
Stranger, right? No, that's not his
achieving
name.
their ultimate goals.
Yeah, I mean, like, for the last 10 years, Guardians have really
What the hell is that
just
guy's
been
name?
making their own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the 9 is challenging that. How are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, whether we like it or not, the 9 have a plan for us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out and deciding who they want to be. But what happens when them deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is? Like, what if that was the plan all along? These are extra-dimensional beings. That means they perceive our reality in a very different way and can interact with it in a very different way.
It's like they're a move ahead in chess.
Weird.
What a reference. But you were mentioning, obviously the Fate Saga is one of the subjects of today. How long can we expect the Fate Saga to last?
Yeah, so
That part when he said it's like they're like a move ahead in chess, and her face, are these people, I mean, they're interdimensional, so I'm assuming there must be some sort of time manipulation going on. I don't know. Let me shut up.
What a reference. But you were mentioning,
The
obviously
game should be telling us the story, not these people, man.
Saga is one of the subjects of today. How long can we expect the Fate Saga to last?
Yeah, so the Fate Saga is going to play out over several years, and ultimately, we know where we're driving this car. We know where we're going.
So they're gonna drip feed more content. They're gonna drip feed more story. Got it. I'm not liking the sound of this so far.
with it. But the conclusion of the Edge of Fate itself is going to leave you with more questions than answers, and it's going to be the catalyst into this new multi-year saga.
Leave you with more questions.
The
Edge of Fate itself is going to leave you with more questions
than answers,
than
and it's going to be the
answers.
catalyst
It's because they're still trying to figure it out.
into this new multi-year saga. Because we really wanted to
Multi-year
return Destiny
saga,
to being
great.
A game about big questions, right? And so the way we think about this is about pouring jet fuel into the speculation engine of the game. So we're going to be revealing a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts, and many of them we're not going to be answering immediately, because we're going to be telling the story over multiple expansions, and we're going to be giving you those expansion beats more times than we have before in the past.
I'm
And
so tired of this. Look, I want you to give me an expansion that has like a really good contained story that has like what's the word? What's the word? Closure. Like there's nothing like what does this have to I'm just not in the mood for another I'm just not in the mood for a multi-year saga. Like I don't know. Like you should just let me shut up. Finish.
The Year
Mark.
of Prophecy
Sorry.
kicks off with
I
the
don't
Fate
like
Saga,
I don't
and with it, humanity is now set on a collision course with this celestial pantheon of the system that has been here for a very, very long time. And so, the Edge of Fate launches on July 15th, and then the second expansion of our Year of Prophecy is Renegade, which comes this winter, and then later in 2026,
So July
we've got
15th,
Shattered
and then there's
Cycle
another one
and
later.
The Alchemist. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting beats. And so, again, the Edge of Fate is just the
So are
beginning
we
of this
doing-
long
so
journey.
we back to 2
of this
DLCs a year?
Awesome vehicle we're all jumping into and driving together, and it's going to take us to some new places.
Looks like we
So,
are.
and with regards to the Edge of Fate right here in front of us, you were also nice enough to bring the class something today. You've got some gameplay with you,
Oh
right?
yeah, we got some clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
thank
should
you.
we should show
Thank
those
you for
off.
showing the
It's juicy.
gameplay.
Check it
Yes,
out, the
please
presents. Check it out.
show us the game. Thank you.
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return. They just wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not human anymore. Return, conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like.
Hunters being hunters.
Enough. Terminate your suspicion, Commander. Remove your scornful.
Oh, the Archon Priest. That's the Archon Priest.
Commander.
Isn't that the thing that he comes out of?
Remove your scornful blindfold.
Couldn't get a good look at him. I'll have to go back and look at that.
Observe. Connect. Conceal.
What's that weapon?
Comply. Return. Observe. Connect. Conceal. Comply. Connect. Return.
July 15th, 2025. A couple
All
months
right,
from
that
now.
gives us an awful lot to go ahead and continue to dive into. And here to help us go ahead and explore a little bit more of it, everyone, you probably noticed we've been joined by someone new here on the couch. We are privileged to be joined by someone who's the
Damn.
original.
They should have got a bigger couch or 2 couches or something. What is this? 4 people on a couch is too much, bro. Look at their knees are touching.
Of perhaps my favorite all-time Destiny emote.
They're in smelling
the one and
distance
only
of each
Dave
other.
Samuel, art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some reason somehow doesn't have that emote in their collection or hasn't seen you at a past Vidoc, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah.
A very specific reason and purpose, yes. And the place that we're going to is called Kepler. And so you may be saying, now, Allison, hold on. Hold your horses
You read my mind.
second,
Yeah.
because the Kepler I know is the one that's way outside of our galaxy. What do you mean we're going to Kepler? And I say, like, dear friend, Didn't you know, if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little planetoid that also happens to be named Kepler here in the world of Destiny. And that's where we're going, to Kepler.
Super exciting. And this is kind of a, Robbie, we were talking kind of before the show. This is like like a first taste of something new, right?
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is us just trying something
So
new.
it's a
We're
new
expanding
planet,
the universe
Kepler,
of
okay.
Destiny, creating new mysteries to uncover. This whole destination
me. Bless
is
me.
about exploring a labyrinthian world that it took inspirations from things like Dreaming
Bro, I'm
City,
feeling Randy,
exotic
man.
missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all through a Metroidvania expired experience. And so at the heart of all of this, at the heart of the Edge of Fate, is a player-driven exploration and discovery of an exotic world with brand new abilities.
So actually, to even just maybe dig a little bit deeper, like how is the Edge of Fate going to be different from past expansions that we've made for Destiny?
Yeah,
Good
so at the
question.
global scale, when we're thinking about expansions in the Year of Prophecy and the formula of Destiny expansions going forward, first off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of
Yeah.
each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise of Iron from D1. And so both of these
Okay.
expansions combined are going to be even more
So
expansion
about
content
Rise of
than we've done in
Iron
the past.
size.
And
Whoa,
by
look at
delivering
them.
2 of these a year, we're upping the pace of major world and story events that really matter to players.
Oh, those are
and gonna be
Fallen.
Pushing the
Fallen-
Fate saga
they're
saga
flying
forward.
Fallen.
And so we're trying radical new things, which each of these expansions. And so alongside this new destination of Kepler, this exotic world that players will explore with brand new abilities, we also have world tiers. And world tiers allow you to take on a higher level of challenge on the destination.
I'm not a fan of all the flying enemies. What was the last DLC, the Final Shape? They started introducing that. I hate enemies that have you having to go up here and look in the sky and shoot at them. Not a fan of that, and I'm seeing that they're doing that with Vex and Fallen. So I guess pretty much now they're adding a flying, some sort of a flying enemy to each of the, I guess, enemy factions. Which whatever. I'd rather not though.
In order to extract some of the best loot within the release. But what's cool about world tiers is as you play through the mainline story and you play through the first couple of world tiers, you're going to unlock later world tiers. And as you're claiming these abilities, as you're exploring the world more, as you're discovering more within the release, you're putting these puzzle pieces together and you're figuring out how to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way, and when you're in these higher world
Why
tiers
am I
in the
hearing about the
post-game,
puzzles?
you can start to
Why are there puzzles now, man?
solve these problems in different ways that you couldn't before in the original playthrough. And so alongside all of this, we're also going to have a ton of quest content that we're rethinking about how we use within the game. And so on Kepler, there's some non-linearity within the destination itself. And so with a lot of our side quest content that is related to the critical path, but you don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field, you discover something and you pick it up, and that's going to help you explore the characters and the world of Kepler more and go deeper on that story. And so, yeah, again, this is all about us just looking at the formulas that we've been building in Destiny over the last 10 years.
That's
and
a
some of
bolt
them are
action
really strong,
rifle.
but
Is that
they're
the
due
No-
for some
is that No Land
experimentation
Beyond?
and some
Them trying to
radical
bring it
changes.
back,
And so
or a
that's
version
what
of
you're
it?
seeing here with the first taste of the Edge of Fate.
Very cool.
I love
I used to
everything
like
you
No
just
Land
said. I
Beyond.
was a little distracted by some of the gameplay we were showing, like exotic sniper rifle. I think I saw, kind of recognize that.
Oh, yeah.
Some enemies with a couple
It
really
is.
cool twists. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But then also there was a guardian that turned into like a lightning ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so there's multiple new abilities that your players are going to be able to discover on Kepler. That's going to make them navigate and look at the world in different ways. But the one you're talking about, Dylan, we see it as our premier ability, the crown jewel of the release, and that's called Matterspark. And Dave has joined us, and he's helps us take the vision of the narrative and the design and the art and smush it together in amazing experiences. And so I think Dave should talk to us more about Matterspark.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So there's this new source of energy on Kepler, this strange dark matter.
Why does he remind me of Rickon from?
So
Why does he remind me of Rickon? The way he said that, he reminds me of this Rickon from this show. I'm in the middle of my second viewing of called Severance. I love the show a lot. But the way he said that, the way he started talking, hold on, I gotta rewind that. Hear his voice again. I can't wait to watch another episode of that show tonight. By the way, I keep telling you guys, watch Severance, man. That's a fun little show. Only thing is, Gabby's already seen it, and so she tends to spoil little things for me. That's the only thing I wish that never happened, but I'm still really enjoying the show. I'm enjoying my second viewing of the show. So I'm not going to spoil anything, you know, I'm not going to say anything, but I just want to tell you that this man, he sounds like a character in the show named Rickon, who I did not take serious. I did not take him serious until like the second season. And then, well, actually, the first season, I think, no, it was like, I would say like midway towards the end of the first season, I started to really appreciate Rickon just for, his presence is a presence that's always welcome and easy to take in, but also he is a person who is very full of himself and very funny. It's just cute and funny. He's an interesting guy, man. I don't know. I don't know how to describe Rickon. I like him. And he just sounds like him. I don't know. I've been thinking about Severance, man. I'm looking forward to watching it again tonight.
There's this new source of energy on Kepler. This strange dark matter.
This strange dark matter. Like the way he says that, he sounds just like Rickon.
matter.
And Rickon's kind of like a rotund person a little bit, you know.
The Guardian binds itself to the dark matter using the arc powers within. You can think of the dark matter as like a medium, and the arc as this catalyst that will like allow you to completely change form.
Your body is different.
You're
transforming. Yeah, like he's saying. What the fuck? I thought that was like I thought it was like a lightning. I thought it was being shot as a projectile. No, you're turning into that thing. Look.
Binds itself to the dark matter using the arc powers within. You can
look at this.
Think of the dark matter as like a medium, and the arc as this catalyst that will
a player.
Allow you to completely change form. Transforming into matter spark lets
you know what it reminds me of?
Into tight areas.
It almost reminds me of like the Titan super. Like, he's like the missile. How you can kind of guide him a little. It's almost like that, but it's on a smaller scale, and it's much slower, and it doesn't, explode after
race around
hit.
areas,
Look at this thing.
Jump over stuff, and it also allows you to turn into this basically electric rolling ball of death.
That's
jolting
crazy.
And shocking enemies that come across your path.
So what subclass?
One big part.
What subclass can do this?
Movement, one big part combat, but I mean, even just in addition to that, to look a little bit, wider. Like, how did?
And you know what I'm seeing here? This is a done with arc. How much you want to bet that there is like a solar, a void? What's the green energy? And the blue energy as well. Whatever those are, I bet you there's for different elemental versions of this. I'd like to see.
Kind of influence the world that we're going to be inhabiting.
Yeah, the team
That's
really
crazy.
had to rethink what it means to build a destination with these abilities in mind.
He popped up and he did his super, so that's not a super. I was thinking, I was like, oh, this must take the place of your super or something.
Matter Spark Ball kind of influence the world that we're going to be
No,
inhabiting.
look.
Yeah, the team really had to
he
rethink
goes
what
back
it
to his
means
normal
build a
form, and then
destination with these abilities.
Oh, this is a
in mind.
warlock thing. That's pretty cool, man.
A simple hill becomes a ramp to get to a new space. A crack in the wall, it basically will reveal a whole new area to explore. It's also a new way to engage with enemies. Instead of taking a bunch of enemies head on, you can find a Matter Spark pad, transform, turn into this electric ball of death, and then just like start racing around the arena, dash over their heads, and flank from behind, and then really give the House of Exile on Kepler.
I don't like this now.
As well, we should. It's a good day
I don't
for
like
us
this.
as well. So, what are some of the other Kepler abilities? That
Yeah, so let me guess. They're gonna base a lot of like the progress throughout missions and stories based off of you figuring out which tunnels, which holes, and all that shit. Man, I don't like that. I thought that's weird and shocking because I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I'm like, as a mechanic, they're just going to use that as a place filler, as a way to stuff time, to eat up time with you fucking doing that shit. I hate doing that stuff. Remember, my biggest complaint about the final shape was always having to run into that weird little purple pool with the floating energy where he does the, and it's like he's like a purple crystalline energy. And that's the only way you can hurt those purple crystalline enemies. I hated that. This looks like it's the same, a similar mechanic. Like, oh, if you want to do this or kill this, you need to turn into this ball of energy. I don't like
out there
that.
as well.
Yeah, so each of these Kepler abilities are a mix of dark matter and our Guardian's powers. So we have the Relocator Cannon, which is this new fallen dark matter tech mixed with void. This is going to allow you to bypass laser walls, use these cascading relay networks, and just basically teleport around the
Great.
world.
So yeah, the jumping puzzle. Okay.
Another ability,
Show me the
that we have
guns and,
is
like,
Mattermorph.
the
This is
assault
dark
abilities.
matter mixed with strand, allows you to manipulate the environment. You'll be able to basically push and morph and move.
Yeah, it is.
Geometry.
It is very puzzle heavy. I'm not a fan of that. Jumping puzzles, any kind of puzzles.
To create bridges, open up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
Yeah, so what's really important about what Dave is
how
describing
he
and when
stopped
we're
the
thinking
thing?
about building this world, it was all about like, hey, here's this new tool to navigate and see the world in a different way and solve little puzzles and mysteries throughout the missions, the free
I'm hearing the word puzzles way too many times, bro. I'm hearing the word puzzles way too many times.
roam and the quest content and beyond. But also what was really important to us is that we lean into Destiny's first-class ability gameplay. And so with Matterspark, like Dave is mentioning, you're jumping, you're dashing into enemies to destroy them, you're doing giant explosions with them. With the Relocator Cannon, you're just blowing everything up with void explosions and Graviton Lance style, like projectile, little secret projectiles. And then what's really fun about Mattermorph is you can just be like throwing these strange shurikens basically to just like delete an encounter before you then like start to morph the environment around you and move to the next area. And so it's just really exciting I'm incredibly excited about watching players just like solve puzzles and fight encounters in ways that like we don't even expect.
This is way
yet
too
and see
puzzle
how they
heavy,
take
I
on
can
the
tell.
destination. And just like I really want to emphasize, you're going to be upgrading these, and when you get into
I miss the days when these were about storytelling and excellent combat, big combat set pieces and great story with charming characters. That's what I miss.
especially the post-game experience, it's going to unlock. There's something unlocks with Matterspark that really changes the way that you
I'm not
play
feeling
through
this
the
so
entire
far, guys.
destination.
I'm sorry.
So when we're talking about dark matter,
Yes.
we have
Matter,
darkness
matter,
abilities
matter,
like
matter.
strand and stasis already. Like, how is dark matter different?
Yeah, so dark matter and darkness are two completely separate things. They're completely different things. But dark matter does exist in our world. In the world of Destiny, we know it as being tightly connected to the Nine. It's what the Nine are actually made out of. In our world, dark matter is invisible. You can't really
Wait, the
see
Nine are
it.
made out of
And
that?
it wouldn't be very fun to make a destination where there's an invisible thing that you can't actually see. So lucky for us on Kepler, there's a bioluminescent microbe that allows us to see all of this substance that's impacted this world so much. It allows us to see how it's impacted the plant life, how it's impacted the behavior of the peoples that we're going to encounter. And we can see how it has been able to bring these things that are kind of unstuck in time into this current location.
I do have to put on my drifter hat for just a second and, like, what does it smell like? What does it taste like?
Yeah. Dark matter smells and tastes like bleach and math. Yeah, it's true.
Cannot wait to get that chip flavor.
Yeah.
Get it with a sandwich today after.
It's zesty.
Yeah, it should be good. Actually, so on the topic too of stuff in the trailer as well, we heard someone talking there. Can you tell us who that was?
Sure, that was Lodi. Lodi is a new character that we're introducing in Apollo. Not in Apollo, we're introducing him in The Edge of Fate.
Yeah.
I want to give a special
She
shout out
called it
to Brian
Apollo.
Villalobos, who portrays
That was the name. That was the code name for the DLC.
Lodi and does
Or
a
was it? Yeah, it was Apollo. And I remember they used Comet one time too.
spectacular job. This
Who the fuck
character
is this guy?
Fascinating. Lodi and
Yeah.
introducing
He
in
has
Apollo.
glasses on. Why is he? What's up with this guy wearing glasses? We've never seen a character wear glasses in the world of Destiny. Not one person wear. Who is this dude? With a, he looks like a normal person.
Not in Apollo. We're introducing him in The Edge of Fate.
Yeah.
I want to give a special shout out to Brian Villalobos, who portrays Lodi and does a
It's he used to be called Say No to Raid. It's oh my god, what the hell is his name? Reforged Gaming. That's who the fuck this is. Lodi, yeah. The guy's name is Lodi, and then Reforged Gaming. The dude's name is Lono. Come on, what?
spectacular
This is
job.
Lono, Eve Dark Lono.
this character
Or
is
light loan. I don't know what the fuck,
fascinating.
you know.
He's kind of a fish out of water, but the fun thing about tropes is to kind of put a twist on them, right? So what if that fish that we pulled out of the water was the most qualified fish to be pulled out into the air?
Down for anything.
It's down for anything.
Yeah.
And what if that fish was kind of made to be pulled out of the water? I don't want to give away too much because this character.
You just did. You just, so basically, is he like the chosen one or something? You just did. What the fuck? Let me hear her say that again. That's that shit that fucking, oh my God. And then you want to say, I don't mean it. What? You just did.
Pulled out into the air.
Down for anything.
The fun thing about tropes is to kind of put a twist on them, right? So what
Yeah, she said the fun thing about tropes is you put a twist. Okay, so there's a twist.
if that fish that we pulled out of the water was the most qualified fish
Yeah, what if that fish was the most qualified fish
to be pulled out into the
to be
air?
pulled out of
Down
the
for
air?
anything.
It's down for anything.
Yeah.
And what if that fish was kind of
And then she says, and what if,
made to be pulled out of the water?
yeah, and what if that fish was made to be pulled out of the water? Yeah, so is he like some sort of chosen one, or is he something who's associated with the Nine or whatever, or fate, or...
I don't want to give away too much because this character is way more fun for the players to figure out what his deal is. But I will say that Lodi is very, very far from home.
Very fair, very exciting. So,
I do have to call out too, before we started this,
Lodi.
you and Robbie were talking about how Lodi is like a notice me character.
Oh yeah. Robbie wanted a senpai.
I
yeah.
did. Yeah, I wanted someone that I just wanted to spend a bunch
Yeah.
of time with on this new adventure we're going on.
Yeah, a friend that we can look up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, yeah, notice me.
Notice
Notice
me
me.
Lodi.
Yeah, of course.
You know, their side characters they've been making have not been that fun for me. Let me just remind you guys of Nimbus. Is that the dude's name from Lightfall? Nimbus? And then even Osiris is pretty annoying too. There's been a lot of annoying characters that they I don't know, bro.
Of course,
I
it
don't
writes
like
itself.
This guy.
Or rather, Allison does.
As
So-
soon as they said he has the pick me energy, I'm like, oh no, you're pass.
With regards
Hard
to
pass.
the characters as well, so is it a whole new cast of characters in the Edge of Fate?
No, we're going to see some new faces like Lodi and other characters, but we're also going to see some familiar ones too. Ikora is here. The stakes are high enough that she's here investigating what's going on. And as it turns out, in one of our major mysteries, she's kind of at the center of it. She was invited here, as was Lodi, same as we were. All of it's kind of tied together.
Very exciting. So
Yeah, the way, oh, if I can,
No, no,
yeah,
please.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
please,
like
yeah.
the way we think about this is about all these characters, their fates are intertwined in some
Yes.
way. There's these puppet masters that have been pulling the strings for a very, very long time in order for everyone to get here at this moment. And so as a guardian and these characters involved,
What the fuck? What's up, Merc? How you doing? This is the Edge of Fate reveal event. It's happening with Destiny. They're
gonna have to
they're
decide if
revealing
they're-
it.
fight your fate.
I'm
Like,
just
that's
watching
what
it.
we think about for these individuals. That's what they're going to
I'm
have
not
to
really
go
feeling
through
it that much,
and
though. I'm gonna
determine
be
about
real.
how they can stand up to
Not
this
feeling it so
new
far.
conflict that is surrounded by the Nine.
just
because
not.
They are fated to be here. And what does that mean for them, and what does that mean for their future and the future of Soul itself?
So with regard to these new characters and this world we find ourselves in, was there anything about that setting or in particular that really influenced the creation, rather, of this world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, I'll give you a list of fun facts. First off, if you've been paying attention to Destiny over the last week or so, you already know that there's been people on Kepler for a long time.
Kepler.
That's an old-ass computer that you were putting those numbers into.
Okay,
We also know that
like-
the Vex are here. They're studying the Nine because it turns out the Nine can do something that the Vex can't. As Dave mentioned, the House of Exile are also here. They've become fixated on a being that they call the Giver. And kind of most importantly, the dimensionality on Kepler is really thin. So the 3 dimensions that we can know and see and touch are very close to the realm that the Nine live in. And that means some things from Earth's past have been yanked into Kepler's present.
Exciting.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, so we've been talking about invitations throughout this, and
Weird.
we need to call out an invitation that's actually going to
Weird.
be waiting in the game after this is over. Ride of the Nine begins today.
Yeah.
So I believe we have a trailer to show.
Yeah, you were nice
What
enough
is a
to bring
Rite of
trailer along.
Nine?
I'll go ahead and give it a look really
Yeah,
quickly.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Available for all players. 3 dungeons. 3 difficulties to challenge. explore a guided experience with solo and matchmade. Oh, nice. Eternity, increase enemy strength and new challenges. Okay. An ultimatum, only the strongest will endure. Okay. So they're trying to make it better for solo players. I like that shimmery. Glaives, don't like glaives. Oh, we're back to the white place. I remember this. Rise of the Nine begins May the 6th.
All right, so that's Rite of the Nine, which is our essential prologue story for The Edge of Fate. And these 3 dungeons that are featured in this event are free for all players starting today.
Oh,
and so
cool. Yeah,
what's
yeah.
really
Free
important
for
about
all.
this is that these dungeons are both for veteran dungeon crawlers, hardcore raiders, people who've been in these places a lot, but also new guardians who have never stepped into a dungeon before, right? What was really important for us when we were developing Rite of the Nine was that we are changing the formula on how we can think about how we can welcome even more people into these experiences. And so you're gonna be able to go in solo, buffed up, and explore a dungeon by yourself, or go in match made with other fire team members shoulder to shoulder for the very first time. But don't worry, because we also have that higher level challenge for our veteran, our hardcore dungeon crawlers, where you're gonna be able to earn the best possible loot, exclusive rewards, and also an exclusive title as part of Rites of the Nine. What's also really important about this event for being a prologue for the Edge of Fate is that it really reintroduces the emissary.
I don't know. What do y'all
into
think?
the
I don't
game.
know.
And you're going to learn why her job is pretty crappy and why she quits at the top of the Edge of Fate, like we saw at the beginning of this show. And so, Andy, we've
she's
been
never
going to
be able to turn into that again, or
about
back
how
into her
our
early form
Destiny
again?
expansions are changing the formula for Destiny going forward.
I
Now I think
don't
it's
even know her
time
name.
for us to start talking about how the core hobby of Destiny is changing going forward. The day-to-day of playing Destiny, week-over-week experience. And we've got someone else on the couch here to help us talk about that.
We have an expert in that very subject now who's gone ahead and joined
Okay,
us on
so
the couch. We are now joined.
They're going to explain to us what, like the cadence, the schedule. Yeah, no more dailies, weeklies. The bounties? What's
joined
up?
by the one and only Mr. Ben Womack, creative director here on Destiny. Ben, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
There is a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good conversation we have coming up.
Yes.
But before we get into that, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah. So I'm the Destiny 2 creative director for the core game, or the core hobby, as we call it.
Yeah.
And it has to do with all parts of the game, everything from Edge of Fate, through our seasons, through the fundamental systems. And in particular, like Robbie was saying, I've been focusing on thinking about the kind of building blocks of Destiny 2 and getting those like not only stood up, but also transformed and iterated on in some really exciting new places.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and just start at the top. Can you tell us a little bit about what like the core formula of Destiny is changing and why?
Yes, so I think I need to start with the why first, because it's important to think about what is Destiny, what is great about Destiny. And Destiny is best when you have like awesome chases that you're excited about, you have really cool, powerful builds to make, and there's a mountain to climb that's right in front of you that you want to climb. You're like, I want
He
that
has
mountain.
the
It's
most,
pretty cool.
the most reflective glasses I've ever seen on someone. I can't stop looking at how clean and impressive his eyeglasses are. I'm seeing monitors and other stuff when he's looking at his glasses these are some nice glasses he has. I'm not a fan of like what is that shape? Like a rectangle kind of. I'm not a fan of that, but I really love. I don't know why I'm so distracted. I really like his glasses a lot. I really do. I love the way this frame looks here. This looks like some sort of metal. I'm loving this glasses. These must be brand new, bro. These have to be brand new. Like he must have just got them out the case or something. These look really good, man.
And
I'm a sucker for people who oh man, looks so good.
Is not always true right now. Destiny is like, it
That looks
doesn't
good.
feel streamlined as it could. Players don't have as much agency.
I'm a sucker
We
for a
want to
lot
be
of things.
player driven. We want to be more rewarding than we are. Because right now there are barriers to playing Destiny like in the best way. And those barriers are insurmountable.
I'll tell you what my barrier is. I'm as a solo player, I'm trying to finish the last mission on my Titan run, and that boss is really hard to play by yourself. And the matchmaking, there ain't that many people matchmaking for that mission. It's annoying. It really is.
Sometimes. So
You gotta
think
get
about
your
that
player
whole
pool back
picture
up,
of,
man.
okay, what is the Destiny that we really want that has been in the past that we also want to get.
Like that should be something to where like if anybody's on the planet or something like that, like people should be getting notifications like, hey, like an SOS. I had to be able to just like put like an SOS and anybody who just wants to like sit normally, they can just sit in orbit and wait for somebody's, cry for help. That's what the fuck they need to have. They need to have like with the Division where you can call an SOS and people can say, I want to be in SOS status. That means I'm going to be available. If anybody needs me, I'll go wherever. I don't even know what it is. It'll just automatically warp me there and I'm there helping you out. They need that in Destiny.
Get back to where we want to go for the future. That's where all the changes you're going to see have started like, at their inception point. So it's a big piece of the pie.
Massive updates coming across so many systems of the game, and we're just just getting in, digging into the surface.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, to that same end, then, how are we making it easier? Pardon me, to go ahead and just get straight into the fun.
Oh no, let's do it because that's exactly what we want to do. Yeah. And the first thing you're going to see when you log into Destiny with Edge of Fate, you're going to log in your character and see your ship in orbit. It's going to say, it's not going to say Open Director. It's going to say Open Portal. And the portal is our new front page of the game. We're trying to get you to the fun as fast as possible and as few clicks as we can. We even have Edge of Fate there in the corner so that it's right immediately there. No fumbling around with the map to get to it really. And we're also taking other.
Thank God, because their whole interface was. I noticed it recently when I played on there. I was like, dude, this interface is too much. All these pages and tabs and all this other bullshit. I was just like, nah, this isn't fun. You need to get people who are wanting to get in the action, get in the fun immediately. You need to have that, man. There's too much menu navigation. Yes.
Big parts of the game,
Good.
The ritual game, and for season.
Glad they're making this
into
change.
These ops categories.
Ops.
So the idea is that we're having these different ops for different moods. We're having solo ops. We have a bunch of fire team ops. We have pinnacle ops, and of course we have crucible ops. Still super important for the game.
Yeah. I mean, to start up at the top, can you tell us a little bit more about what solo ops?
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait, did he just say that Crucible ops are actually important for the game? Really? That's funny hearing that from them because last time I checked, I remember they've removed about close to 18 multiplayer maps now. Is that right? I don't know how many of those have come back, but I remember a fuck ton of them have been let go and they just kind of I don't know, man. Yeah, tell me what you're going to do for the Crucible.
Or have a bunch of fire team ops. We have pinnacle ops, and of course we have crucible ops. Still super important for the game.
Yeah. I mean, to start up at the
Still
top, can you tell us a little bit more
super
about what
important for
solo
the
ops
game.
are?
Yeah,
yeah.
fucking
So
right. I
solo
don't
ops,
believe you.
Solo ops
I don't
is
believe
exactly
you.
what it says on the tin. It is a bunch of activities that are made for solo players. And the conception point of that was we want to make activities for players who have a smaller amount of time that they want to play in, and they don't necessarily want to have dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play for 10 to 15 minutes and get some real progress.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah.
Get some loot and get your character forward and feel like, yeah, no, I played some Destiny and that was great. And even if you don't feel like playing with other people, that's fine because we have an activity type that is designed for one player.
Excellent. So, I mean, to that same end, what are some other ways that we can play and have fun using Portal as well?
Yeah, so Robbie actually has a great way of talking about this.
Yeah, some of the North Star that is what we talk about when we were developing the Portal early on was where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more personal drive to figure out how they want to engage with the power climb and the new progression systems coming and our seasons. And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all available to you in the Portal at your fingertips in one place. It's really easy to find, really easy to jump in. Anything you play inside of that category.
When is that going to go live?
Any of those categories is going to help you make progress. And so, because we want Destiny
Overhaul
to be
that UI.
welcoming not only to new players, but also old players who are coming back to the game to join us
Hey!
with the Edge of Fate.
Is that the what is it? The White Nail, Black Hammer? What's that rifle back there?
Welcoming not only to new players, but also old players who are coming back to the game to join us with the Edge of Fate. And we also want this to be like a new even playing field for everyone. And so as part of this is a commitment from us as part of the core hobby and all the seasonal content we're building that we're going to be continually investing as part of the core hobby and all the season.
I think I enjoy the aesthetic of the 9 weapons a lot. I really like the aesthetic of the 9 weapons, but not so much of this armor. I'm not feeling this armor right now. I'm just not. I'm not feeling not one bit of any of this armor.
Seasonal content we're building, that we're going to be continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually updating.
Maybe it'll
this.
look good. It might look better in Super Black. This would look better in, yeah, he's going to look really good in Super Black. With that swath thing over there, that'll look good in Super Black.
Content we're building, that we're going to be continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually updating this over time for years to come. And so, you're asking me directly, like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Ben mentioned solo ops. We also have the fire team ops and pinnacle ops. Both of these are more around playing with other fire team members, shoulder to shoulder, where fire team ops are more quicker sessions. There are some longer form things in it too, but then pinnacle ops are more about those really long form or more challenging kind of focused activities like exotic missions, for instance. And so, and then the one thing we haven't talked about yet very deeply, but is incredibly important, and it's something that I think we've done for the first time, like ever, or maybe since early D1.
It's kind of a return to form. in a lot of ways.
Yeah. You're going to be able to experience the entirety of the power climb within Crucible Ops by playing PvP, right? So this means, like, if you want to be sweaty, Andy, which, like, I know you, Dylan, too. I know you're that way,
Wait.
right? Like, I know both of y'all. Like, if you want to put the sweatbands on, you're going to be able to play the entire experience in the season here and earn some of the highest tier loot that's also available in the game. So,
I have to say, this is like super exciting because like my player type or other folks out in the community, like they want to go in, they want to jam on PvP, but then their friends invite them to do a dungeon or a higher tier activity, and they're like, oh wait, I need to grind a long time to get up to power. Now through PvP, they can get up to power, and you can just bring them into that PvE experience and have a fun time with each other.
Yeah.
So
It's about goddamn time. How come it's taken them this long? We've been complaining about, like, they have abandoned PvP and the needs of a PvP player, and, like, it's good to hear that they're finally allowing them to do that, but it's such a shame that it's this late in the game. We should have had this feature years ago. We should have had this feature years ago. Oh, it's taking them so long, man.
Honestly, I primarily played D1, so I'm really looking forward to that. So it sounds like the core.
About fucking
obviously,
time,
the
but still.
play the way you want to play. It's at the center of all of it. What if I really want to challenge myself, push myself?
oh yeah,
a little bit more?
that's important to us.
Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, it's important to
but
us.
also success.
Yes,
and
that's
creation
true.
from it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we really want to give agency. That's one of the things. Player.
Dude, reminds me of
agency,
Luke
player-driven
Stevens.
Towards loot and
Luke
challenges.
Stevens
We have
out here, man.
A really hugely expanded
Love
activity
that dude.
customization system.
Shout out to Luke
We have
Stevens.
a
You
lot
the
more
man.
difficulty
You the homie.
levels, and we have a ton of new modifiers. We have 50 new modifiers along with all the old modifiers that we've released in the past that are going to make this big curated web of options for you to experience any of the PvE content in the curator. And so, like, we have Banes, not just old Banes that we have, but new Banes as well. We also have boons to help you, like, get advantages in your activities and for your build. We have challenges and trade-offs. And the fun part is you're going to get these different combinations that are available, and you're going to then make a mix that's actually going to change the way you play and be pretty interesting, and sometimes be the way you prefer you play. Like, there's a new boon called Grappler that I personally love. It's kind of my preferred way to play, where they give you 3 grapple grenades replacing your current grenade. You can't do the melee, but they recharge super fast. So any build you want, you could now
For
Spider-Man
now, until they
around
nerf it.
any map. It's
Until they
actually
nerf
super
it.
fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, and I mean, like, what's at the heart of what Ben is talking about is what we kind of call the virtuous cycle, right? Where you're going to be crafting your build, tinkering with the activity, looking at, like, how you can earn a higher tier of reward
horny
by
for
taking
watching
on a
that
higher
GTA
challenge.
trailer,
And as you
bro.
earn better loot, you're looking towards that next mountain to climb just ahead of you all the time. And so it's really about how far you want to push yourself upwards within the portal itself. But also, we also are thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right? That's the depth of the challenge that we're talking about. That's also, but we're also thinking about the people who don't have as much time to play with, like, solo ops, and also if you're scared of modifiers or you're scared.
Sham. What's up, my friend? How the hell you doing, playa? Happy, what day is it? Tuesday to you, my friend. Hope you've been well. What's up? It's Tariff Tuesday. That's what we should call these from now on, dude. Tariff fucking Tuesday.
Of customizing these
Or
activities.
you just don't feel
Or
like
you just don't
it
feel
today.
like doing it. Yeah, that's a great way to
Everybody's
describe
getting
it.
fucked by
Thank you.
them
We have a bunch of
tariffs,
quick
man.
play options, right, Ben?
Yeah, quick play options, and we actually have matchmaking and fire team ops.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And we have fire team finder.
It
And
is.
So you're able to, like, really choose kind of what you're in the mood for.
It is,
We
my
technically
friend.
have matchmaking across every activity that exists.
Except for solo ops, because that's solo.
Right,
But
yeah.
yes,
Yes,
otherwise,
but in the
aside
Fireteams
from
or
that
Pinnacle
one.
Ops, it's everything.
Yeah, you'll have options to play by yourself or with other people. Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself as hard as you want it to
That's
now,
true, yeah,
which is
yeah.
really fun. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about like all the.
Oh,
the different
really? We
boons
can
and
jump in and
combinations.
so-
I think
oh, that's
at
pretty
one point
cool.
you were saying around 50 or something like that.
I actually like that idea, like the strike, because that would be like a good way. I remember, you'd be trying to grind stuff into strikes, and you're like, well, there's other people doing the same method as well, and so like some of your kills would be taken by them, dude. Oh, we're doing okay, my friend. Hope you've been well. What the hell are you getting into, dude?
Those
50 new
apply
ones.
50 new ones. So it's like
These
you
guys
can
are
take those
talking a
into
lot, though.
solo ops. Like we're talking about this being kind of leisurely, bite-sized activity, but if you want to take it and say, I don't want Weenie Hut Jr., I want like esoteric level solo hardest thing in the world, like you can kind of customize and do that.
You can just do it from the very start if you really want to.
Yeah.
And
Depends on how deep you want to go.
Yeah.
Really.
yeah, and the
Wow.
point is that you're going to like stretch that far, and we want the reward to feel like worthwhile.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, you want to feel like as you're pushing yourself, you are rewarded for it. That is something that's really important to the vision here.
Rewards. Huh.
rewards. There are a lot of rewards, aren't there?
It's funny you mentioned it. Yeah, we've got Banes,
Two
Boons,
tokens and a
modifiers,
blue?
But let's talk about gear for a little bit here.
Yeah.
What's changing?
Y'all remember 2 tokens and a blue? I do. I will never forget that.
About loot and why should Guardians care?
Yes.
Curse of Osiris, right? That was what that DLC was called.
So like talking about, chases and mountains and builds, like gear's at the center of all of that. And we actually have 2 giant gear changes I'm going to like put in 2 little buckets for us to talk about.
Yep.
The first one
Gear
is
changes,
Armor
what?
3.0. And
Whoa,
the next
whoa,
one
whoa,
is
whoa,
gear
whoa, whoa.
tiers. And so
Wait. We're getting Armor 3.0? Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Let me take them serious for once. Hold on. Let me turn the volume up a little bit. And I do want to see some subtitles here. Wait a minute. He just said Armor 3.0. That's happening now.
the first one is Armor 3.0. And the next one is gear tiers. And so, like, talking
Gear
about Armor
tiers?
3.0 first, we are probably making the biggest change ever since Shadowkeep.
It's
around
huge.
the system. It's
yeah,
enormous.
It's a huge change.
Yeah, so like we're adding set bonuses, which is a long requested feature for all the new armor that you're going to be able to get at Edge of Fate launch. And we're redoing all the stats on armor. Where they can now like exceed 100.
Go beyond 100.
Go beyond 100 for extra bonuses.
You can go beyond 100 for these? Like, so I can have more than 100 mobility?
We're going to, every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy filled in, so you can build crafting right away. And it's
Oh, thank God. So you don't have to spend a whole bunch of those, like those upgrade materials just so you can actually use the thing. Good.
it's going to essentially like, there's more features actually that I could talk about, but I don't think I'm allowed to yet.
Fair. Well,
Wait. Let me pause. 2-piece force converter. After a final blow with missiles, rocket launchers, or grenade launchers, sprint for a short time to gain speed booster. Once per act, 4P. Oh, so these are if you're wearing. Okay, so if you're wearing 2 of these, that's the bonus you're gonna get. And if you're wearing 4 pieces from the armor set bonus, 4-piece reactive booster. Once per activation of force converter, sprinting while at critical health, being suspended or being slowed by a stasis effect will immediately grant speed booster. Oh, okay. And I'm assuming once you have, if you're rocking the 4-piece, you're going to be getting that 2-piece bonus as well. Like you should be getting both. I'm assuming I get both of these bonuses, right? I don't have to pick, or I don't have to pick between the 2 of them. They're both highlighted blue.
Essentially, like, there's more features actually that I could talk about, but I don't think I'm allowed to yet.
fair. Well, something that we can't talk about too. You mentioned gear tiers as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so gear tiers are very exciting because every single legendary weapon and armor that you can get is going to have 5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5. And like we have a 5 gear tier 5 piece of legs armor on the screen right now, and you can see that like this is like looks really cool with iconography, but it also has a ton more stats. And oh look, what's that?
Yeah, what's going on with the energy there?
Yeah, the energy.
Ben?
Yeah, that energy says 11, and it's true.
11. Yep.
It's not a typo. Like energy is going to 11 for higher tier armor, and so if you want that for your build crafting opportunities, it does like give you some new options you never had before. You're gonna have to challenge yourself to get more higher tier armor and keep on going to get yet more higher tier armor to get those options.
Yeah. And this is also not something that's just relegated to armor, right? When it comes to weapons, they're obviously getting their own refresh as well.
Yes.
I mean, what's Destiny without chasing some
You read
hot
my mind.
weapons.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
weapons
seriously.
are part of the player identity. You know, some people like have a gun that they love.
You
and
got fashion, and then you have gunplay.
that's
right?
true, though we do have
That's- yeah.
fashion for your guns a bit now.
Hey.
well, so because once you reach tier 5 for your legendary drops, you're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. It's like essentially a completely different look that's going to immediately identify it to you and others that this is the highest tier gear of this drop that you can get. It's going to show on the weapon. It's going to show on the icon. It's even going to show when you kill enemies with that weapon, because there's unique kill effects for tier 5 weapons that you can turn on or off if you don't want it. But your gameplay will like show that no, yeah, the weapon that is being used is like the highest tier you can get.
Yeah, Giver's Blessing, which I think we have on screen right now. This is one of the Kepler auto rifles, and I cannot put this thing down.
it's so good.
Yeah, when we're playing through the Edge of Fate right now, and it's what's
And then they're gonna nerf it.
really exciting about it for me is that
When are they
like
gonna
when you
nerf
see
it?
that tier 5
They're gonna
drop,
nerf
like
it.
you know immediately that's better than like a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you have, right? And I think that's when we talk about making Destiny easier to just jump in, find the fun,
When you go to trials, all gear's gonna be like tier 5, easy.
make it accessible, but also create more depth.
Tier
this
5
is what
gear.
we're thinking about. It's like how can we just make immediate, like you understand,
is
like
the
okay, this is
requirement. That is
probably
the
better
recommended.
than the thing I have right now, depending on what tier it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good example of how much time
And
and effort is
income.
being put into these game systems to make them more like approachable. Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game. We're Armor 3.0. We have so many new boons. We have a bunch of new stuff. And
boons.
after 10 years of Destiny, this is going to flip some stuff on its head. So I mean, we're going to have a bunch of blog content. We're going to have interviews with Robbie, with Ben, with more folks across the team that have been working on this. And then we'll also be elevating our creator community when they're creating guides, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fun time. But ultimately, a big shout out and thank you to all the folks that have been coming into our studio, giving feedback early on some of these systems so they can be more approachable. And we're looking forward to all the feedback that's going to be coming after launch too. Like this is again one of our first steps into something, and then the community and we are going to build something amazing.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how much feedback we've gotten from the community summits we've been running over the last year for the Edge of Fate, and just people reaching out to the community teams and others to us. Like your feedback is invaluable. So like seriously, like thank you so much. We're making this game together ultimately.
Yeah, it's incredibly important part of the process. Like I don't think we would be able to make what we do without it.
Yeah. Working with the community is obviously a core part. Dylan, huge thanks to you and your team, obviously, for helping.
Here's Twid. It'll be a multi-month.
Yeah, so we've been focusing on improving and changing the formula of Destiny in multiple ways. And so progressing through.
Damn, I wish they did this shit exactly. Like that's what I was saying, Sham. I'm like, bro, you guys should have did this stuff years and years and years ago. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the population would still be around because of that. Like, and people were telling you they weren't just trying to like. They took it personal too, and they want to talk down, and they just didn't accept it. But now they're making these changes out of desperation and force by Sony. You know what I mean? Like they should have did this earlier. I wish they had did this earlier, man.
The Fate Saga is going to be more meaningful with 2 expansions a year. We've been talking about how focusing our seasons and on the core hobby of Destiny and that commitment to continually updating it. And
Ash and Iron major update, September 9th, 2025. And then Renegades major update, Shadow and Order, March. Oh, okay. Oh, so this is available July. That's the Edge of Fate. And December the 2nd is Destiny Renegades. That looks so much like a Star Wars font. Like I don't know why. Whenever I look at that, I think of Star Wars Outlaws for some reason. And then the next one is Shadow and Order, and then it's Ash and Iron, which is September 9th. Oh, wait. July. Oh, okay. So it's Edge of Fate first, and then it's Ash and Iron, and then it's Renegades, and then it's Shadow Order. Okay. Same here, Sham. I used to play it every day. It was such a wonderful game, wasn't it? Oh.
in addition, we're going to have.
I'd rather they just do Destiny 3 or like put all of their focus and attention into Marathon and making it. I don't know. They need to commit. They can't do both. I'm seeing that they can't do both. Not after they've been firing everybody too. They can't do both, man.
have 2 free major updates between each of our major expansions.
Maybe that's why
coming,
they're not doing
in the Year
Destiny
of
3,
Prophecy
because
and
Destiny
beyond.
3 is
and
just
so ultimately that
so
means
hard,
there's 4
you know,
big
doing a
beats
whole another one
happening,
like that.
in a year, 2
having
expansions,
a nice
2 free
long-term
major
plan for
updates
it.
between those expansions. So what that means we're not doing is paid seasonal content anymore. We're not doing separate seasonal storylines. And this also means we're not building a bunch of activity content that basically just goes away and is less meaningful to the game after 3 months. So we're instead focusing all of that effort that used to go there instead into building up the core hobby of the game so the core hobby stays fresh and exciting, year round. And so ultimately, this means no more paywalls for seasonal content, and also these major updates themselves that I'm signposting around right now. The size of them, roughly, and the inspiration for them we're thinking about is like Into the Light.
Okay. So when you say like Into the Light, for folks that aren't out there, like what for a major update, how big is that? Like how do you encapsulate that?
So when I say Into the Light, a lot of this is like the inspiration of what it was. And with Into the Light came a really cool theme that wrapped around all the new stuff we were building.
Into
Within
the
it, but
Light,
also a lot of-
yeah, Into the Light is when we got Shao Han, right? You missed the Red War campaign? I know, right? That's when they were trying to tell good stories, right?
the reprise
Crazy.
stuff as well.
It's gone,
and
deleted.
also, with it came Onslaught.
And you know that I'm hearing that they're losing that lawsuit too over that, because apparently that was a stolen idea from somebody, but they can't produce the proof, or I don't know. They're struggling. They can't access the content because it just doesn't exist anymore. It can't even. It's not like it can be copy and pasted into this anymore either. It doesn't even fit in the game.
Of activity.
Like, it's not in the source
came with
files
reprised
anymore, man.
exotic missions and a rethinking of how we could do like a rad style event, a raid event with the Pantheon. And so for our first major update coming a few weeks after the Edge of Fate launches, we've got Ash and Iron, right? And so with Ash and Iron, we're going to be returning to the Plague Lands.
Returning to the Plague Lands, can't wait.
It's going to happen,
Plague Lands, baby.
And so that story is going to pick up from where we left off.
Why
from
are they
Edge of
going
Fate.
back to the Plague
And with it, we're going
Lands?
to have a new activity called Reclaim, a brand new exotic mission, new types of.
I didn't know the Plague
ops
Lands were
entering
still
that for
around.
the first time, as well as, of course, what's Destiny without loot to chase? We've got new gear, new rewards, and 2 new exotic weapons as part of Ash and Iron as well. And again, this major update and the season, all the seasonal content going forward is free for all players. All the activity content that exists in the portal, that's free to play.
Very nice. So even to actually go one quick layer.
That's crazy. That's actually pretty cool.
Well, what are some of the cool things that we're going to be able to do with the season that's launching alongside the Edge of Fate?
Yeah, Ben has been working on this space for the team for a while now, so I'm going to kick this one to him.
Yeah, so we're trying to make any time the best time.
Yes, I bet you.
And one of the ways we want to
I bet you Edge of Fate's that's gonna be a $60 DLC guarantee. Watch, it'll be 60 bones.
do that is we want to invest in events that are like accelerating the game.
$60
and
DLC,
enhancing
I
every
bet
part of
you.
the game, but also bringing new cool stuff. And actually,
They'll blame
we've
it on
worked on
tariffs.
this so long, we actually have some new cool stuff coming before the Edge of Fate.
It's a special little treat.
Yeah, special little treat. So this Friday, you can play a little event, maybe you've heard of it, called Heavy Metal, which is Tanks vs. Briggs, a new PvP mode. It's super fun. I would kind of wish I was playing it right now, not going to lie. But the thing that
That's
people at home
interesting.
don't know is we have a new reward. That's a unique thing in Destiny if you invest in this event, if you go and play. And it is a free-to-play event. So this reward is free-to-play. It is a new combat vehicle that goes in your Sparrow sled, combat Sparrow, if you will, called the Griffin. And this is a really cool, like, combat-ready vehicle you can take anywhere you can summon a Sparrow. You can summon it and use it to fight your enemies and just have a really good time. And there's some really cool. There's some really cool build.
Yeah, it was a
things
good-ass
with
trailer, wasn't it,
this,
Sham?
vehicle
GTA?
that I don't want to spoil right now. Let people discover, but I'm super excited for it.
They all thought they were going to ride those skimmers forever. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've been saying like, what was it? Skimmer is Flash, and the Griffin is Splash.
Hey, there we go. The dad joke quota has been met.
I love
we
the
gotta
skimmer.
get one in.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's not all, right, man? Like, you've got more for us, don't you?
Oh yeah. So like I just said,
yeah.
there's more events that
Yeah.
we've been making. There's one that's going to happen right after the launch of Edge of Fate. It's called Arms Week, and it's a 1 week long event.
Arms
and
Week?
you're going to be focusing on one weapon archetype in Arms Week whenever it comes around. And this one is going to give you a new legendary weapon of that type. It's going to have some volatile mods that are there for the week that are going to be super interesting and fun to play with, and some focusing you can do. But there is a problem when you say this event is going to be about weapons and about using them.
Yeah, you got to
What's
have a
the
place
problem?
to test all that out.
Right, and
Yeah,
so I mean, I'm going to
Oh.
do the EDZ this whole time. I don't know about the rest of you,
Those poor dregs.
right?
Yeah.
But there is a new way now. We have a new feature, a long requested feature.
Shooting
that's being
range.
added to the game with Arms Week. It is the shooting range.
Yeah.
And the shooting range
that's
is
been
being
asked for a
added
long time
to
as
the
well,
tower.
too.
It is a now permanent addition to the game with the launch of Arms Week. We're not taking it away.
You guys remember what's that place in Season of the Opulence that we had to go to? There was that place in Season of the Opulence where like the little holograms popped up and they took it away. They took it away during the sunset. But yeah, that was the shooting range, whatever that place was called in the Season of the Opulence. It was on the ship, the Leviathan ship. I forgot, but yeah.
And you can go there and you can try out everything in your kit, everything about your build, with all sorts of simulations of different kinds of enemies and situations, and it's all with all sorts of simulations of different kinds of enemies and situations.
Run champion enemy.
And it's all real damage numbers. It's like
It's even got a scoreboard.
It's even got a scoreboard
for you
right there.
and your fire team.
Yeah, your whole raid team can go down into the shooting range and try out, like, see exactly how.
That's really cool. So everybody can be like, see, my gun is better than your gun or whatever. Or like if they want to like debate, guns to use during the raid and stuff like
What
that.
are you gonna do for some kind of boss at this range or with a
Say,
strategy?
who can do most of the damage, right?
Yeah, well, you're finally gonna know that.
So we have a rally flag. It's not just a shooting range. Like you can go beyond the firing line and use your abilities too.
Yeah, you totally can. And like if you wanted to, you could even take in Prismatic and pop Transcendence and try that out. And well, I think the reason why we're not seeing that right now is because it's a Titan.
Yeah, it's a good soldier.
Yeah.
Standing on that firing line.
Yeah, standing on the firing line.
All about building that line and standing.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of theory crafters are going to have to go ahead and have some upheavals to their Google Docs, I'm guessing. But
This will be a really good tool. Like as we're adding all of these different systems with gear tiering and all of that, you can go in and check those damage numbers in real time. Like how do my stats change? How are these different gear bonuses going to affect my gameplay? You can see it in the tower now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about weapons,
Oh yeah.
you got
Well,
one more thing, right?
Yeah, no.
Can you see other people doing their? Probably not.
Oh, there's one more thing. I know
Yeah.
you're excited. So, there's more events. Of course, there's more events, and the holiday events are coming up. Where Solstice is right around the corner.
It's
as well.
summertime, right?
It's summertime. Summertime is Solstice time in Destiny 2, and Solstice has some really cool twists and such that we're planning. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to show you all the new holofoil treatment we have for Solstice weapons. So here we go. This is the holofoil treatment for Solstice in 2025. It is
so good.
It's amazing every time I look at it.
Yeah.
It is an ocean
On a
and
gun.
the line. Yeah, we put the ocean on a gun. How did we do that? It's beautiful. I love it. And any kind of weapon that drops for this event can have a holofoil.
Yeah,
no
so
matter
it could
what
be
the
tier 1 or tier 3. Yeah, any
exactly.
weapon can have the holofoil.
Yeah,
when we're playing through
the tier 5 holofoil.
Ooh.
Like that's gonna be a chase. Our other events will also have holofoils.
Yeah, like Arms Week you're talking
Arms Week
about.
will have its own holofoil treatment. Like every event, a major event we have will have a holofoil treatment. The holidays will have their own kind of special one, but yeah, Arms Week will have their holofoil drops that you can farm as well.
super exciting. No, it's going to be a good time. I'm going to have way too much stuff to chase down, so appreciate you guys putting all the hard work in, obviously, for that. But I believe we've got one more thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a lot about here are the free updates coming to Destiny, the portal, a bunch of different stuff, Edge of Fate, but we also have another expansion, and we need Allison back on the couch to talk about
Right,
it.
yeah, Allison.
Yeah.
She's the best one to talk
Yeah,
There we go.
we've got something very exciting, and so once again, Allison, thank you for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so excited to be the one more thing.
Yeah, it's a tradition around here, so we're glad that you could obviously go ahead and lead us into this one. But, as Dylan mentioned, we've talked about the Edge of Fate, but this is the first year we're going to be doing 2 expansions over the course of a year.
You know what I'm thinking about? My high ass has a fucking medium cooked T-bone steak with a loaded baked potato waiting on me after the stream. I'm just thinking about it. That's all, man. Thinking about the food.
Can you tell us a little bit about Renegades?
Yeah, so we're going to have a dedicated reveal for Renegades in September alongside our major update, Ashen Iron. But earlier, we were talking about how sometimes our formulas can constrain us from experimenting and innovating. And so in that spirit, Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate.
How much more of this
what
is
I
left?
can tell you, and we'll talk plenty about
Less
it
than 10
later,
minutes.
is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more. But more importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to kind of tee it up first. So Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This
Okay,
is part
what
of
do
the
you
Fate
mean?
saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce
Fate.
characters that we're going to spend time with for years to come. It is an essential Fate saga story. And it's an homage to a universe that has inspired Bungie from the start. It's a universe that all of us here on the couch grew up with, as well as everyone else at the studio and millions of you back at home too. It is a peanut butter and combination, a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny 2 Renegades.
Let's take a look.
Okay, Renegade. So the next DLC after that? After this next what? I like this theme a lot better than the other theme. What's going on? Lightsabers. It does. That is a Star Wars thing. I told you guys. I told you guys. I was like, that looks like Star Wars font. Like, it reminds me of Star Wars Outlaws for some reason. Full reveal. Okay, coming out in December. I want a lightsaber. I want a lightsaber.
Okay, Robbie, what did we just see?
So we got Star Wars
so
and Destiny
that's
now.
Renegades, which is coming out this December. And to really drive it home here, Renegades is a one-of-a-kind Destiny experience, right? And just like we on the Destiny team have taken inspiration from other genres like dark fantasy or cosmic horror, Renegades takes the space western vibe and aesthetic that is Star Wars, and it puts it through that Destiny lens. And ultimately, it's created a new lawless frontier that is emerging within Seoul. And so, like, we're so excited to show Renegades off a little bit today and to be talking about it more in the future in September alongside the free major update with Ash and Iron. But right now, today, we're focused on Rite of the Nine and what's right around the corner with the Edge of Fate.
Absolutely. No, I heard a lot of calendars get marked just now on September, but
Hopefully.
no, super excited to share more of that in the future. But that actually leads us to the conclusion of today's show, which again, we covered a lot.
There's been a lot today.
Yeah, this has been a
Like
big
a few
show,
things.
Yeah.
honestly. No, we went through a
You
lot
guys
of this. Let's
did
ahead
go
and
over
quickly
a lot.
Double check. We obviously went through, and the Year of Prophecy, pardon me, is going to go ahead and kick off on July 15th. And this kicks off a brand new multi-year Fate saga and our new focus on the core hobby of Destiny. The first expansion, The Edge of Fate, is going to be launching again on July 15th, as I noted, with its raid launching on July 19th.
Okay, hold up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going through a lot of information. We already covered that.
Oh, yeah.
But like, you can't just sneak in a raid date. We have a new raid coming
Yeah.
with the expansion, July 19th. We're going to have a bunch of blogs. We're going to have the rules, regulations, all that kind of stuff for our raid race.
Of course.
We invite everybody to come in, try to go for that world first title. And yeah, I mean, just stay tuned for more details. We're not going to spoil anything. It's a raid. We got to keep it secret.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
Yeah, everybody mark your calendars.
Yeah. Bungie.net is the place to go ahead and learn more. And again, follow our social media channels. Do us all a favor. So in addition to that, again, as we noted, Ash and Iron, our first free major update, will be launching on September 9th. Renegades, very exciting, will be launching in December. And then keep an eye again on our social channels. We'll provide all the updates once they're available. But as far as today goes, the Edge of Fate and the entire Year of Prophecy pre-orders are available starting right now. Now, pre-ordering for starters, the Ultimate
Darth
Edition
Vader.
will go ahead and unlock the New Land Beyond.
New Land Beyond,
Land.
that exotic sniper.
Super
Ooh, I
excited.
can't wait, man.
I can't
Oh, it's
wait.
called the New
Honestly.
Land
That'll
Beyond.
be unlockable.
Okay, so yeah, I was like, that reminds me of the No Land Beyond. Okay, so it's like a new version. Okay, they're calling it the New Land Beyond. Got it. Can I see that again?
The Edge of Fate and the entire Year of Prophecy pre-orders are available starting right now.
So they're taking pre-orders.
Now, pre-ordering for starters, the Ultimate Edition will go
Now pre-ordering for starters.
ahead and unlock the New Land Beyond.
New Land Beyond, that
So you get this weapon when you pre-order it. Okay, we're gonna
exotic
pre-order.
sniper. Ooh, I
Excited.
can't wait, man.
I can't wait.
We're gonna
Honestly.
pre-order.
That'll be unlockable in addition to several other goodies, and also we've also got a collector's edition that'll be available.
So, and I guess if I pre-order now, also, I will unlock these things. I'm definitely gonna be rocking some of this gear here. the Kylo Ren gear is pretty. That looks sexy as hell. Not the helmet, but like everything else with the Kylo Ren set looks really good. I'm not a fan of. I don't want to look like Grievous or Vader, and I don't want to look like that either. That's dope. Destiny 2 Year of Prophecy Ultimate Edition includes the Edge of Fate and Renegades. Turn off the subtitles, please.
You can see here on screen it will be coming with an awful lot of very cool stuff, including this cool statue that you may have noticed here that's been sitting with us on stage. This is one that you can go ahead and add to your collection as well, but that's not all that's in there. Is there?
Why is the Warlock in the middle?
Allison?
We got the writing team got a little excited on this one. We put a lot of lore goodies into this collector's edition. So like that weird metal thing, that weird envelope, boy, weird. Wonder what's up with that.
Just decorative
You
points?
should probably read it. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do a dramatic reading as soon as
Yeah, we should go downstairs immediately after.
It's
this.
really
Oh yeah, right
okay.
after this.
Count me in. And then again, too, as far as today goes, Rite of the Nine. This is the essential prologue to the Edge of Fate, and like all of our events moving forward, it's going to be a free to all players. So make sure and go ahead and check that out when that arrives. And before the show wraps up, make sure and stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating our good friend Sammy Cat as well. So go ahead and give her a follow. Tell her we said hello.
Ain't checking out no.
And
I ain't checking out
otherwise,
no
in the
Sammy
meantime-
Cap. You damn right. We got the beanie back. How you doing, Corey Core?
Until we see you again, take care of yourselves. Take care
Yeah,
of each
we
other.
watched it. It was
See you on
incredible.
Thursday.
It was a sexy trailer, man. All right, so that's the event. That is the event, ladies and gentlemen. We just watched Destiny 2. I already gave it a thumbs up. The Edge of Fate reveal event. That was interesting. Yeah, it was a lot of sex in GTA, wasn't there? Holy smokes. That was quite interesting. You know, I got to tell you, that was quite interesting. That was a very they had a lot. They had a lot to share. I am impressed with the armor setting, the system. I'm not impressed with that whole turning into the lightning thing. I could care less. That to me looks like another stupid little gimmick or whatever that they include in there that I don't like. Their games have become a little gimmicky for me, and so and also I'm not interested in like whatever the story is going on too. I'm not really interested in the story. Now the Renegades, I like the theme of that one. It seemed like a bit darker. I don't care about the Star Wars thing, but I have a feeling that it's going to be a bit cooler, pretty interesting. So Edge to your fate, yeah, or the Edge of Feet, because they kept showing like some feet, a lot of feet shots in the beginning. But other than that, that's pretty. I give it a overall, as far as my excitement for the Edge of Fate. I'm probably at about a 6 out of 10. I'm at a 6 out of 10 excited. So, you know, I'll be getting it. So I'll be getting it and we'll be playing it and we'll be checking it out and having a good time. You know how it is. But hold on. I just want to check something here on my phone. I'm sorry. Damn. Hold on. What is this? All right. Good. I wanted to double check. Wait, is that? All right. Yeah. The Edge of Fate. I think I'm like 6 out of 10 on it though, man. I'm not too geeked out on that one. I don't know about y'all, but it just,